Henry Cejudo. Man, what can you say about this guy? I mean, really, what can you say about him when it all comes down to it? Okay, a lot of people say a lot of things, the king of cringe and all kinds of stuff, but I'll tell you what, Henry Cejudo is a winner. I mean, think about it. This guy went from Olympic gold medalist, comes over to MMA, ends up beating Demetrius Johnson, arguably in his prime when he beats him. A guy that people talk about as potentially the GOAT, right? Beats him, ends up capturing the belt at 125. Ends up knocking out TJ Dillashaw, the man who was at 135. The champ at 135 who had proven himself comes down to 125. Dillashaw gets smoked, right? Then Cejudo moves up to 135. Ends up knocking out Moraes. And now he ends up stopping Cruz on top of it. I mean, come on. I mean, how can you suggest anything other than putting this guy up on the Mount Rushmore of MMA? Right? I mean, it's insane. Those accomplishments are ridiculous. And somehow, some way, I feel like he still gets underestimated a little bit. Feel like he still doesn't get quite the credit that he should deserve. Probably because he's he's at the lighter weight. And historically, even when you look back at boxing, those lighter weight guys, they typically just don't get that kind of shine that the heavier weights get. Right? You usually got to get up to a 145, 155 type weight before they start getting those bigger names. It's just the way it is. It's just the way it's always been. I get it, but man, the skill set that he comes with, I mean, now you look at last night, okay? He came out there and fought a beautiful fight. Comes out in the first round. He's the faster guy, but he's patient. Only explodes when he needs to. Very efficient in his energy use. And what's Dominick Cruz known for? Right? The speed, the angles. Even though he's known for speed, I think Cejudo was faster, but Dominick Cruz is known for speed, the crazy footwork, the awkward angles, coming in and out, control the distance, moving his upper body. So Cejudo says, okay, I've got an answer for that, no problem. And just starts chopping at the legs. I mean, chopping at him nasty style, right? Landing vicious, hard kicks. I mean, and it didn't take long. He landed a lot of them in the first round. Cruz actually attempted to jump over his legs at one point. Like it was like he couldn't even check them. They were just timed perfectly. He exploded and came right in and landed them hard. I mean, it was a beautiful game plan. It was beautiful. Don't get me wrong. In the second round, Cruz definitely had some moments. He came back, looked like he made some adjustments. He was landing some shots. I'm not saying that he necessarily won the second round, but he looked better in the second round. But Cejudo, man, it's like he won't be denied. It's like he just ramps up the pressure. He just keeps turning up the volume and ends up getting a stoppage. And I understand that there's a debate out there right now on whether or not that stoppage was early. You've got Dominick Cruz saying a lot of things about it. You've got a lot of debate back and forth. I'm actually going to be making a video on that one as well, so I can dive into depth on it a little bit. But just to sum it up, I don't think it was an early stoppage. For the simple fact, it's subjective, right? But it's the referee's job to protect the fighter, and he's supposed to stop the fight if a fighter is not intelligently defending himself. Like I said, I'll go into it in depth, but I believe that when you go back and you look at it, that Dominick Cruz wasn't giving the referee reason to believe that he was intelligently defending himself. So I think it's a legit stoppage. Would other guys have let it go? Sure. Would other guys have stopped it sooner? Yeah, probably. Right? I mean, it's subjective, so it's tough to say, but I don't think it was early. I think the ref was legit for stopping it when it was. But man, Henry Cejudo. And then on top of it, he goes and retires. Like, right in his prime. Right when he's there. I mean, right when he's starting to stake his claim, and people are just like, look at this guy, look at what he's doing. I mean, come on. How can you suggest anything else with everything that he's accomplished and the way that he's pushed this? So, I hope that this is all just a ploy to end up getting a bigger payday and getting a little bit more money. And he actually ends up not retiring. I think he kind of hinted at it in the discussion that he was looking to get paid more. I don't know what he's getting paid and what his contract are and things like that. I mean, the fight commissions will release those numbers as far as base pay. You may not know what he gets ultimately off of like pay-per-view points and things like that. That ends up coming later down the road, but they will announce, base pay numbers for guys. So it'll be interesting. I mean, I doubt that he's going to get paid more anywhere else. I mean, maybe he's just going to ride off into the sunset as it is with some good investments or something like that. I mean, he's still at the prime of his career. He can still make a lot of money, and usually guys don't just walk away at that point. So and as a fan, I love to see him fight. So I'm really hoping that he ends up sticking around. Like I said, and this is all just a ploy to attempt to get Dana White to fatten up the paycheck a little bit, and that he ends up signing a new contract and sticking around for some more fights, because his skill level right now is just, it's through the roof. I don't even know who's going to be able to challenge him at those weights. 125, 135. I mean, who's going to be able to hang with him? You know, I just don't see it. He's smoking guys, and he gets into a little bit of trouble here and there, but for the most part, I mean, he's doing it in dominating fashion. So, big shout out to Henry Cejudo for coming over and mastering two sports, an Olympic gold medalist, and then comes over and masters MMA. Really hopes he sticks around and we get to see him more in the future. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, what you thought of the fight, and if you're looking forward to him sticking around or not.